Hello, Aries. Elsie here to do a weekly read for you. How are you, friends? How are you, my fire family? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. We're looking at Lenormand this week. We're going to read for the rest of March. I know we're already a few days in, right? But that's okay. We're going to see what's going to happen for you for the rest of March. I'm going to put down 3 Lenormand. It's going to be for the beginning, the middle, and the end of the month. And we are then going to put down some tarot and find out what's going on for you. Thanks so much, friends, for showing up here, for clicking, for viewing, for your subscriptions. I appreciate you. Look, things are a little bit wild around here with a bunch of construction going on. So if you want to know when I'm uploading for you, I know it's all over the place, but please hit that bell button so you'll be notified. But you do have to subscribe in order to hit the bell button. So I hope that you'll stay or that you're planning on staying. You got to keep track of me. I can't keep track of you. Thanks, Aries. Let's find out what's going on for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, which means this reading is not just for Aries Sun. Please know that. And it is a general reading. At the end of this video, I'm going to explain private reads and extended reads. So hang around if you're interested in any of that. Let's find out what's going on for Aries. We've got, the whip and the broom. Aries, something is about to happen quickly. It may be unexpected. There may be a little cleanup that you might have to do afterwards. It feels like it might move the earth under your feet. It might destabilize things for a moment. We've got the Jack of clubs in the bottom right-hand corner, which is the Knight of Wands. So it could be something you're not expecting. It destabilizes things, but you're going to have to be brave. It feels like something you're not expecting shows up, like the whip, right? I don't know if you've ever experienced a whip, but I have. A friend of mine came back from Australia with a whip and said, "Hey, look what I learned," and turned my back on her and trusted her to show me, how you just don't hear a whip until it shows up, like right next to you. You don't really know. So it feels like this is something that I feel somebody here could be anticipating. Possibly you feel it coming if you're kind of the psychic Aries. I do feel like this is something that might end up being like deeply emotional for you. Tell me more. It could be something that hits you in the feels, I'm going to say. Something that hits you really deep. But I feel like it's something that is going to come out of nowhere here. We've got the birds. The robins are here, right? And that's a bunch of chitter chatter. It could be gossip. It could be somebody is smack talking you behind your back, Aries, and you're going to find out that that's been going on. I think that you already knew it. Card number 12 is Piscean energy. That is intuitive energy. And it feels like maybe you kind of knew that this was going on already. You were just waiting for it to surface. We have the 7 of Pentacles down in the bottom right-hand corner here. It feels like you were just waiting for something to surface. So for those of you who are intuitive or tend to listen to your gut, or you have feelings about things, right? You could be somebody who's maybe a Scorpio, but you have an Aries placement, right? Maybe you're watching this as a Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter sign. It does feel like that there is something here that you've been waiting on. So first of all, it could be something you've been waiting on that is going to make you deeply emotional, and it feels like something has to change in order for this thing to show itself or to come together. But for somebody else here, it feels like there might be somebody that's been smack talking behind your back, and I think you're going to be deeply hurt or maybe surprised. Maybe not shocked, but maybe a little bit surprised that it came to you that quickly. If that's the case, I feel like it's almost like you were planning to maybe cut something out, cut someone out. It feels like there's been a bit of contemplation or reassessing of a relationship. Could be a romantic or platonic. It could be a friendship or a friend group. But we've got the Jack of Pentacles here, which is the Knight of Pentacles. The diamonds are pentacles here. Card number 10, right? What does that break down to? A 1? We are in the year of reset, right? 2026 is the year of 1. It feels like this is part of a reset for you that carries on throughout the rest of the month of March and probably right into your Aries season, right? Let's get some tarot and see what else we're talking about here. Tell me more about Aries, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. Tell me about Aries. So there we go. I don't think you're going to really be a big fan of whatever comes forward. I'm going to say for you, your advice, my friend, is to be brave. I think that you might be expecting it, or maybe you assume something was going on under the surface, and it feels like something like your intuition will be confirmed, that the chitter chatter was going on behind your back, but it feels like it's something that makes you feel deeply about it. Like it feels like it catches you off guard, catches you in the feelings. Tell me more. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, because look, I feel like, Aries, that you went all in. I'm going to say that you went all in. You really invested your time, energy, effort, or money into this thing. It feels like we're already in deep. This could be a romantic relationship. This could be someone who you've known for a long while, maybe even a whole year. I feel like you're going to be sharpening up the scythe to cut something out. And like the sharp stays very sharp, because they used to use it for farming, right? I think you're just going to do one cut. We've got the Four of Pentacles. Yeah. You know what? I think that you felt this, or maybe you knew it, or maybe you were hearing something around your friend group or around the workplace. It feels like you were holding yourself back from saying anything until you could really confirm what has been going on. It does make you feel like an emotional lack when you do figure out what has been transpiring behind your back. And I feel like it's behind your back because in my mind's eye, I'm standing there in the backyard with my friend and her whip with my back to her, right? So it's like I didn't even know that she was throwing the whip. And when she did, it was just right there, and it scared me just a little bit. I feel like we're talking about somebody that you have given your time, effort, energy, or money to, reciprocal energy. It could be a friendship. It could be something that has to do with work. We've got 6 and 4 is 10. We've got maybe workplace. It feels like whatever it is, I feel like you thought this was like progressing in the right way, that you had invested all of your time, effort, energies, or money, or maybe you borrowed someone money. Look, maybe you lent them money. I think this is the last straw. I think when this comes up here, Aries, this is the last straw. It feels like you're probably going to go through a period where you're hurt. It's going to be shocking because it shows up quickly and you're not expecting it. I feel like you have been investing emotionally into something, and this has gotten into a really deep place. And so you're like over giving to somebody of your time, effort, energies, or money. And it feels like the 9 of Wands, this could be the workplace. Look, maybe you're doing a lot of overtime in order to get the project done. It feels like you're burnt out, or you've been waiting here. Yeah, in this burnt out energy for quite some time here. Maybe waiting for someone to return your efforts. We do have the High Priestess. Yeah, I did say that, right? Piscean energy. High Priestess is here. Piscean energy. The 12th sign of the zodiac. Quite psychic wherever it shows up. It's usually at least intuitive energy. And I think that you already knew that this was going on under the surface, but you may have chosen to ignore it, because you didn't want to have to go through the 3 of Swords. Tell me what the 3 of Swords is, please. I think it's because you are a person who, I feel you are somebody who gives everybody the benefit of the doubt. The 6 Pentacles being here tells me, oh yeah, if I give to you, they're going to give back to me. I feel like you're I'm looking at Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, very practical, very pragmatic. Don't worry about it. I'm very patient. I'm sure I'm going to get the energy back, but I feel like, it feels like something it's going to hit you by surprise, but not going to shock you. I'm going to say that again. We've got the 3 of Wands. We've got the Ace of Swords. It's something someone said about you, friend. And we've got the Justice in the reverse. I think it's a lie. It feels like somebody here has said something that is not necessarily true in order to destabilize you. It feels like with the 3 of Wands that somebody sees you as someone who's like a go-getter, or someone who is about to expand into the future. It feels like you're a person who just doesn't stop. Like you choose your path. You want what you want. You always get what you want. And I feel like somebody here is probably, it feels like a little bit of maybe jealousy or envy that you're a person who just doesn't stop. Like once you've accomplished one thing, you're immediately looking into the future to see what the next thing is that you want to put your energy towards, right? It feels like somebody here is, I feel like you're going to be disappointed. Maybe not so much heartbroken, but I think disappointed about somebody's sharp words. It feels like you're going to have, it's like, because I thought we had a contract. Like, I thought we understood each other clearly. I thought there was a clarity that we had here. I feel like you, rather than be harsh with them, I think you want to try and heal it, but I'm just going to say that there's no justice here. Justice in the reverse tells me that this is something that we can't restore. We can't restore it back to the way it was. It's never going to be the way it was. It does feel like it is something that shows up quickly, though. I feel like you're going to put on a brave face, because you always do. And tell me why the Four of Pentacles is here. I think that you might be reserving judgment or not saying anything or holding back until you're out of this Nine of Wands energy. Because not only is it Wounded Warrior energy, but it's burnout energy. So maybe you'll tend to have more of a forked tongue or say something out of character if you're exhausted. So maybe you're reserving or holding back, or it feels like it's like you're not showing anybody how you really feel about the situation when it shows up. I feel like you make this decision quietly or silently about what to do, and you make it unilaterally. You're not sharing, oh, this is what, you're not gossiping. So you're not going to the next guy and saying, oh, you know what so-and-so said about me? This is my plan. This is what I'm going to do. I don't think you're going to do that, because you never hear the whip coming and the scythe is here. It's just going to be out. You're just going to cut it. Yep, there's the Queen of Swords. I feel like you're holding back your words because you know that if you should say something in a state of exhaustion, I think I've been waiting here for somebody to pay me back, to give me reciprocal energy. I've put everything into this. All the eggs are in one basket. So this could be a romantic relationship we're talking about. Somebody is not giving you back what you've been giving them. They've actually been quite selfish with their time, energy, and money or efforts. And I feel like with the Nine of Wands here, that the thing that you hear about them, that they're saying about you, it is the last straw. The Nine of Wands tells me you have no more patience left. Your patience have worn down to a nub. The Queen of Swords is here with sharp words and a boundary. So I feel like you're trying to hold back your words or your honest truth about the situation because you're exhausted, and you know that nothing ever comes good of that. We've got the Six of Cups, so that's the hard part. The hard part is this is somebody you've known for a while, or you've dated them for 6 months. This is somebody who you've known maybe for forever. Maybe you grew up with them. Maybe they're in your family. Maybe they're a family member. But it feels like, I want to say that there is, it feels like, I thought this was going on back there, but I didn't address it back there. So maybe this has been going on for a while, but you chose not to address it. Got the Magician here. It feels like somebody is, it feels like they're manipulating your words, or they're saying, Aries says that they're my friend for life, but I don't really think that Aries is the person that they say they are. It's almost like someone's trying to misrepresent your truth. Because you look powerful, you feel powerful. Like I said, it feels like a little bit of envy, or somebody who can't keep up with you, who's pissed off that you're doing really good in your life and that they can't keep up, or you're going to a level of vibration that they can't go to because they're not brave enough to do it. It feels like somebody is like taking your words out of context and giving them to somebody else. So maybe it's not like literal smack talk behind your back, but they're like, Aries talks out their ass, right? They said this, and this because of ego. Like, it feels like somebody's trying to manipulate your words. But the thing that's very hurtful is that I think you've known this person for a while, or you've dated them for a while. So what are you going to do? Because I feel like this is the last straw. You've given this person You've given them patience. You've given them time, effort, energy, or money. And I feel like they're hurting you anyway. I feel like they chose to hurt you anyway. Tell me why the High Priestess is here. This feels like silence. It's almost like, you're so taken aback that you sort of like, wait, what? Like, I got to think this out, because if I go and talk to that person right now, like, I think you want to get in your car and go and speak to them and say, what the hell? But I feel like it's, that it's not going to be a useful part of your time if you're in the Nine of Wands when you do it. It's not going to be fruitful. Yeah, because it'll just end up in a fight. So I feel like you are choosing peace over a confrontation. It doesn't mean that you're not going to say something to this person, but I feel like you've chosen peace over a confrontation until you get the details. Because I think right now things are foggy, or you don't have all the details, or maybe it's an illusion. Like maybe someone else you're giving them the benefit of the doubt. Again, that's what I'm feeling. You're giving somebody here the benefit of the doubt because you've known them for a really long time. And I feel like you're trying to create space or create logic. I feel like you're trying to logic your way out of it as to why this person is very stingy with their time, or maybe they're very selfish. Maybe they haven't paid you back anything, but you see them on Facebook going on trips or doing things, and they owe you money. But I feel like the Seven of Cups is telling me that I feel so overwhelmed with what's going on here that I need to pull my energy back and get silent and figure out what I'm doing by meditating on it, getting my energy straight, because nothing good ever comes from lashing out at someone when you're burnt out, pissed off, hangry, right? It never works out well. I think your choice here, there is a choice here to get the details, because I think something is confusing. I think you're emotionally overwhelmed because I think it really hits you negatively, right? Card 41 is a 5. It hits you in the feels, and it feels like it's really, really deep. It's a really deep, it hits you really deep. It's a really deep wound is what it feels like. Somebody is manipulating your words or making you look like someone who's not truthful or honest. And I think it bothers you because I think you're the Queen of Swords energy. I think that you thrive on the truth. I think that, you're a person who may speak your truth and not really care how someone else feels about it, because the truth doesn't really care how you feel about it. The truth is the truth. But I feel like somebody is, manipulating your words and then taking them out of context and giving them to someone else. So look, I feel like the inevitability is that we cannot recover this. We can't, it's never going to be restored. I don't want to be your friend. I'm in fact going to be cutting you out. 5 of Swords is here. There's going to be a fight. I feel like you're in this energy of the High Priestess being silent because I need to know what I'm going to say. I need to say it with precision. I need to put up a boundary, cut this person out, and be done. I think right now is the reassessment time, is what it feels like here. Yep, the bottom is rotting out here. And I feel like it's time for you to stand up. The 7 of Pentacles, bottom right-hand corner. It's time for you to stand up for yourself and finally confront somebody. I think there's a confrontation that's coming up here. What do we got in the bottom of the deck? We've got the 3 of Cups. It might be at the next social gathering. I'm just saying, you might just call this person and say, I think we need to have a conversation. Now, the 3 of Cups is always celebration or happiness. So this could even happen during a celebration, during a coming together of the friendship group, or the next time y'all go out on a date, possibly. We got the 5 of Cups because I feel like you have something to talk about here. I think you're planning on walking away. We've got the 5 of Cups and the 3 of Cups, and that tells me look at that, the 8 of Cups. I was just going to say, somebody's about to detach and let go and release, cut something out here. We're going to talk more about this in the extended. If you'd like to be there, then please check the pinned comment. And the pinned comment has a link for the membership area. That's where all these extendeds go. If you'd like to come to the membership area, that's where we'll be to explain the rest of this. It's a comprehensive pulling apart of what might be coming up here in the future. And if you're interested in a private read, if you're interested in that, please look in the pinned comment. You will see a link to Hypsee. You can go there and take a look at my pricing. my packages. I do pre-recorded readings and I also do live readings. So if you want a live reading, you do have to pre-book. You will get between 5 and 75% off your pre-booked readings. And if you're a repeat customer, there also now is a discount schedule for you as well if you're a repeat customer. So please go take a look at my schedule, see when I'm going to be online, and if you pre-book with me, I will be there. I'm going to go to the extended if that's where you're going to be. Great. If not, that's cool, because you know that I'll be back with another reading. Thanks so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.